No one comes to life knowing everything about life or knowing all the twists and turns that they will take as they live this life. That's why we must look up to others, those that came before us. Sometimes they can tell a very good story that will help us as we march to glory. Welcome to Weekend Deal. Yesterday we began our conversation talking about Japa trends. There are pros and there are cons. When we put all those things together, we say we have a roadmap for today as we continue our talk. And Helen Keller says that life is a lesson in humility. So as you stay humble, as you listen, and we rationalize it out together today on the program, we do hope that we'll come to lasting resolutions that will make it easier and better for more Nigerians to travel successfully and to make a success of themselves while they are there. It's time for yoga. And Deep knows how we like it. Flexibility exercises for the mind, the body, the spirit, and if you like, the soul. Deep, take it away.
Raise your knee, walk towards your trunk. Namaste. Hello to everyone. I am Diptiranjan Mohanty, a trained yoga teacher from High Commission of India, Abuja. She is Tinasi. Now we perform Matsya-asana. Matsya means fish. So the posture name is Matsya-asana or fish pose. Those who are suffering from heart disease, peptic ulcer, sciatica, slip disc, hernia, they should avoid this posture. And hypertension people should avoid this posture. And in case of pregnancy and menstrual cycle, women should avoid this posture. Now, release your legs, outstretch your both legs. Sit in Dandasana. Now, fold your right leg. Place it above your left thigh. Now, fold your left leg. Place your left foot above your right thigh. Now, through the support of your both hands, come to support of your both hands. Now lie down on your back. Now bring your both hands side of your head. Now raise your chest. Place your crown of the head on the floor. Hold your both big toe. Touch your both elbow on the floor. Relax your shoulder. Relax your back. This is called Matsya-asana. Close your eyes. Maintain this posture as much as comfortable. Now breathe out. Bring your both hands side of your head. Release your chest. Now release your legs. Now we'll do the variation of Matsya-asana. Those who are beginners, those who are not capable to sit in Padmasana, they should do this posture. Straight your both legs. Bring your both palms under your buttock, palm facing down. Now breathe in, raise your chest up. Place your crown of the head on the floor. This is the variation of Matsya-asana, fish pose. Breathe out, release your neck, come to lying down position. Matsya-asana, fish pose. This asana stretches the intestines and abdominal organs and is useful for all abdominal ailments. It removes constipation and also relieves inflamed and bleeding piles. This practice is very good for asthma and bronchitis as it encourages deep respiration. It recirculates stagnant blood in the back and alleviating backache. Thank you for joining this yoga session. See you next time. Namaste. Raise your knee, walk towards your trunk.
Okay, exciting time out with Deep as usual. Some major flexibility stunts there. Do you see how they raise their body off the ground while their feet are still well rested on the mat? That would take a lot of doing. But perhaps it's mind over matter. While we practice that, it's time to take our first break. When we come back, we're coming with full force and we expect communication from you. Don't go away. It's weekend deal, the effervescent deal, the bright deal, the deal that you can count on every weekend on Saturday and on Sunday. And you know what we're landing with. We started yesterday talking about Japa trends, the pros and the cons. Sometimes it can be a situation of against all odds. Traveling within the country or outside, whether by road or by air, is very interesting, especially when you know where you're going to, you've done some research, you even have family, friends, or colleagues waiting to receive you. On the other side of the coin, when we say Japa, sometimes some you'd say it's a do or die affair, and they go without necessary planning. When they get there, one can only imagine what will happen. This is day 2. Francis sets the tone once again with our background feature. Francis, from what angle are you going to examine this from today? Please, let's see this.
The Japa syndrome, which is the recent high rate of immigration of Nigerian citizens to foreign countries in search of greener pasture, has become a cause for serious deliberation.
Japa trend means high rate of immigration. A lot of Nigerians are leaving the country, so it becomes a major syndrome. There are certain things that happen in their country. It will encourage a lot of nationals wanting to leave their country for other areas. And when the young people, especially, because people who immigrate are mostly young people, their aspirations are not met, and they feel they might get a better life outside their own country. So they seek to leave and look for greater opportunities or better opportunities. If I'm earning maybe $200 a month, which is about 200,000 naira now, or 250,000, if I go to a place like England or US, my starting salary might be up to $3,000 or $4,000, $5,000. That's already 5 million compared to 200,000. You can see the disparity. And then also the other conditions of service that come with it. A lot of our young people feel they're not getting here. Some, not even that they are not getting it, they don't have jobs.
In the pursuit of greener pastures abroad, Nigerians often find opportunities for professional growth and higher earning potentials. Access to advanced technology, education and healthcare systems can contribute to an improved quality of life for individuals and their families.
Before 1984, 1985, Nigerian doctors who were training to be consultants, they normally give them 1 year abroad. It's like Japa for 1 year. Now, what were they going to do? They were going to improve their skills and ability in the medical profession before they come back to now completely specialize. So that way they are exposed to modern technology, modern ways of doing things. So those are the good parts of it. But the real diasporan economy, it is when your nationals feel very confident to come back here and invest. That's what really you are going to get a lot of this. And Nigerians have not been able to do that.
The challenges of the Japa syndrome may include cultural adjustments, language barriers, and potential exploitation in certain job sectors. It's important to weigh these factors and consider individual circumstances before pursuing such opportunities.
The International Office of Migration said 14% of people who crossed on rafts, if you see what's happening every day, they are dying. They were prepared to take the risk of death to cross instead of remaining in Uganda. We are also losing well-trained professionals. In FCDA, I was a senior special assistant to the FCT Minister for Health and Hospital Management for 1.5 years. At the point when we did the statistics, they lost about 13 top consultants from FCDA alone. These are top consultants. In Umuahia, Federal Medical Center, Umuahia, they had a vascular surgeon, which is not easy to come by. They lost that vascular surgeon to Japa syndrome. So the whole of Abia State, not one single vascular surgeon. Anytime they have a problem, they have to go and enforce somebody from Enugu. There were two. At some point, I hear one of them had left. So these are the things that are happening that are deleterious to our professional environment.
Today, there is still the increasing rate of an emerging urge to leave Nigeria by the old and the young.
As people are leaving, the government should be hiring people to fill up that position, even if it's not that they hire them. Because not everybody will need a specialist. Managing your population for prosperity. The third deliberate step is to invest on appropriate, relevant, and accessible education. Make ease of doing business, and once you have ease of doing business, foreigners will come to Nigeria to invest. Foreign direct inflow will come in.
Ultimately, the decision to seek greener pastures abroad requires careful consideration of both the opportunities and challenges, as well as a realistic assessment of individual circumstances and goals. Our focus on Weekend Deal today will be on the Japa trends in Nigeria, pros and cons. Weekend Deal.
Wow, that was mind-boggling. You know, when I saw people in the water, in the ocean, you know, struggling for their lives and their futures and their destinies, it can be heart-wrenching. And that's why we say it is great to be ambitious, to have big dreams for yourself and your family, but it is more important to start on the right path, on the right tone, so that you land well. Let's go to Benin City in Edo State. That's my home state, the heartbeat of the nation. And let's talk about Exodus. Okay, tell us more, please.
Japa, which is the recent height of emigration of Nigerian citizens to foreign countries in search of greener pastures, has become a cause for serious concern.
The increased flow of information is a driving factor because people now understand things better. They know information about the lives people live abroad, and they're able to compare it with the one they live here, and that also helps them to move. So that in itself contributes as a push factor of migration.
The hunger, the insecurity, the lack of employment, lack of opportunities for education, and then creativity. Our creativity is not being rewarded. And then you see people here, they design a machine. Nobody cares about it, but they go abroad and they sell it.
Many agree that the traveling trend is taking a toll on the labor force in Nigeria.
Many people have lost their lives on the way. Some are in prison in different countries. And you lose count of the number of lives that have been lost or that are held captive. A lot of our skilled professionals in the health sector, they are leaving. We need these brains to develop our country, and they are not available. Even if a government that is willing comes up, we are going to find out that we will be short of skilled manpower, expertise, and you may have to go outside the country to start persuading them to come back to their own land. And then for our youths, it's very devastating because it gives them the feeling of hopelessness.
It has to be something that one has to dot his I's and cross his T's. Some are relocated. They might not tell you, but they are regretting it. Their standard of living, their lifestyle have dropped far much more than when they were here.
If I even have the slightest opportunity, I will Japa. In fact, if I even see waiting will make me Japa from here now, without even telling my family members, from here I'll pack my load and begin to Japa.
I don't go Japa. I want to stay in Nigeria, stay this country, take care of my children.
Nigeria is the place where God has planted me. It's like you taking a particular crop from where that crop can do well to another climatic location where that crop will not do well. No matter what you do to that particular crop, it will not thrive there because that's not where it's meant to be planted.
If I'm given the opportunity, I would say I'm not really looking for the opportunity in the first place to go.
Experts maintain that all hands must be on deck to discourage the exodus of persons to other countries.
Government should please address those issues that are pushing people out of the country, a country of over 200 million people. Government should come up with policies that will enable us to harness what God has given to us.
Create a enabling environment. Let there be regular supply of electricity so that the fashion designer, the welder, the hairstylist, and the printer, and those artisans, so that they can work. And then let there be security. I shouldn't be going to my farm and I will be afraid.
It is hoped that relevant authorities at all levels will synergize to reduce the Japa trend.
Wow, that was our trip to the heartbeat of the nation. It's a pulsating city with very determined people who work hard. They have tenacity and focus, but many need to be guided. And it starts from the home, the parents, the guardians. We have a lot of work to do because the word out is that the pressure on young people to take on enormous responsibilities is a lot. And that's why some think if I go out of the country by whatever means possible, it will be faster for me to make it. Make it is in quote. Our conversation continues. We have a guest who is a Nigerian, but she resides outside our shores, and she's bringing us first-hand information. Vivian Etuka is our next guest. Let's meet her virtually first, and then we'll get to have our conversation. Okay, and she's right here with us. Good morning and welcome to Weekend Deal.
Thank you
Wow.
so much.
You are going to really enrich our conversation today because oftentimes when we're discussing about what happens to Nigeria outside our shores, most of it is guesswork and research. It's not first-hand information. But you are there in Canada, right?
Yes.
And you
yes,
can
yes.
tell us firsthand what is happening. Well, our conversation began yesterday, and we got to learn about the indices, the rate of Nigerians that travel annually out of our shores to seek pastures. How green those pastures become oftentimes is determined by how they traveled. and what happens when they get to their destination. So we really welcome you.
Thank you so much.
For many of our young adults and youths, we get to learn from them that it's they go through regular and irregular means. By any means possible, I must Japa. So they Japa, they get there. They meet the likes of Vivian and her colleagues, talking about your very creative foundation. So tell us about that.
Hi,
I know many Nigerians go to the right route. Some may not go to the right route. But tell us, what is happening over there in Canada?
Thank you. I just want to say thank you for welcoming me. My name is Vivian Etuka. I am the founder of Bethel Outreach Community Services in Brampton, Ontario. We are a community advocate, advocating for the rights of immigrants, refugees, Africans, and Caribbeans. And lately, as we all know, the Japa syndrome, in Ontario, we have seen what we've never seen before. It's like a surge of refugees.
When did you begin to see what you've never seen before?
Actually, it started the beginning of 2023. It was trickling in and mostly coming across the border from the US. And then we started seeing the international students, increase of international students, which is good. It gives a boost to our economy in Canada, which is wonderful. And then all of a sudden, I'm looking at TV, seeing Nigerians sleeping on the street in front of John Street Shelter. John Street Shelter is in the middle of Toronto, a harsh on the floor, and it was really mind-boggling. So as an advocate, we went to our politicians. What is going on? We saw refugees coming from different countries, coming from Ukraine. They were welcome well. Why not ours? And of course, my thing is, I don't care how they get there. But when they are there, equity is the key. Treat everybody the same until they have the chance to go in front of immigration judge that will decide if they should stay or they should not.
So you have empathy?
I do. I have to. That's what my life work has been. I've been an advocate.
But can I ask you something?
Absolutely.
You have Nigerian. When you talk about politicians over there in Canada, I know that Nigerians are making headway in many countries. Do you have Nigerians who are politicians there who have offices, who hold offices?
Well, it's not much.
Not much.
It's not much. We're getting there, and that's what we're doing. We want to be able to have a place on the table. We want to sit and be policy makers, change makers, and that's what I do. That's my life work. And we being Nigerians, that we're loved everywhere. We're extremely intelligent. We're extremely welcoming to everybody. There's right way and wrong way to do things. We want to do things the right way. So when we speak, they will listen. When we speak, our voice is louder. Coming to Canada or anywhere you want to go to in the world, everyone has rules and regulations. There are policies how to rightfully immigrate to Canada. And that's what we want. We educate them about on how to do it.
But when they're in this shelter now, many of them want to work and earn. That's why they came. What happens after that? Is there a process where they go from coming illegally to becoming, they now become Canadian citizens, they now earn, something worthy that they can begin to make a life with?
Even while they're in the shelter, they are able to work. Because coming there, declaring asylum means they get their brown paper, which allows them to work and also tap into the our healthcare system. They work. We start looking for a job for them while in shelter. We do job training for them. I've done training for them for security job training, personal support workers, different job trainings for them. So once they get out or while they are there, government has given them the work permit so they are able to work, putting them in houses, pairing them, taking 8 or 10 of them to put in one house so they can.
Different families.
It's a bit sitting outside in the cold.
But do some get sent back? Does everybody who arrives there get an opportunity to share a home or to
You
stay
get an
there?
opportunity to state your case while you are there. And sometimes it takes a year, 2 or 3 years before you go in front of the judge who decides if your story it's a nay or a yay.
So in those 2-3 years, are they working or you are just providing for them?
They are working, but not where they want to be.
Okay, but able to feed themselves to an extent.
They are able to do so by using different social welfare systems.
With your support.
Yeah, because whatever they're earning, believe me, is not able to pay rent. And some of them come with 4 children, some, coming with 2, 3, 4 children and a wife and earning $18 an hour. It's not an easy task.
We want to look on the bright side, talk about the side where there's hope, but we'll come and do that after we take this feature. Well, Tijani has been doing some research about the allure of Nigeria. Yesterday we had a Pakistani, is it Pakistani lady, but her husband is now she's gotten his whatever, he's been nationalized, he's now a Nigerian, and she says she's getting hers this year. And if you see how she talks about Nigeria, she was glowing from in out. Yeah. It was an amazing experience yesterday. But Tijani, it's up to you now to share. What else did you find?
So my name is Koka Farouk. I'm from Pakistan originally. I'm here for 21 years, going to be 22 in 2024. I love Nigeria. Basically, I love the people of Nigeria. They are always smiling, they are always happy, and the environment is good. Everything about Nigeria is good. Believe me, this year I go to Pakistan. A lot of people wants to go out of Pakistan. A lot of people are asking me how to get in Abuja, how you can help us to come in Abuja. But once we are in Abuja, we are not appreciating what we have. So it's just to appreciate your environment, your people, the resources you are having. And I don't find that there is nothing where is not in Nigeria. God has blessed Nigeria. The rainy season, the rainfall which are having here in Nigeria, if we have even half of that in Pakistan, my country will be flooded. So God has created Nigeria in the way that everything is available here. And Africa is the next opportunity. Africa is the next world power. And if we will know that strength right now, we can make Nigeria a booming giant in the African world. Not only African world, in the whole world. We should know our potential. And is my home, no matter wherever you go, your home is your home. Nigeria is my home. In my art, I have depicted a lot of Nigerian culture. The Fulanis who are taking their cattle out to rear, the way the women wash their ankaras. I'm just telling about one Nordic village. I like Nigerian food. So we love suya, I love moi moi, pepper soup. I can't take swallow, but if somebody will give me, I must taste. What I love about Nigerian language, not only me, the word is appreciating the pidgin. So baby, come down is everywhere in the world. And then many other Nigerian songs. See, Nigeria is a beautiful country. This country is made by God perfectly. Everything is perfect, from the weather to the oil production, to the agriculture, to the stones we can get, to the youth, which is very energetic, very wise. We have everything here. It's only to manage yourself. So you look for resources, look for opportunities, and believe me, if God has created everything perfect, to get the opportunity perfectly, you can get in your own country, with your own people, with your own food. You don't have to haste for that. They think that when you go abroad, everything is given to you on a silver platter. Believe me, it's not that. You still have to struggle. Give half of that struggle here, you will get it. I'm from Pakistan, and on 14th August, which is our Independence Day, we will put flags everywhere. So it has been enrooted in us as a nation that you should love your country. Why you don't love your country? There should be no reason of not loving your country. If you are not talking about your heroes, if you are not talking about positive things about your country, everybody wants to go out of there. stay in our country and empower our country.
Very engaging lady. She was here with us on Weekend Deal yesterday, and it was quite a fascinating and a revealing experience. In fact, she's a plus. She's a plus. And later we got to meet her husband, who also spent some time with us. Very engaging couple. Little wonder they enjoy the beauty, the sophistication that is Nigeria. We have another guest, Mercy Balami, schooled in the Philippines, but she's been in Nigeria now for the past 6 years, helping people progress their businesses to another level. Let's get to see her profile, and then she'll join in our conversation. Cool. Wow, great to have you on Weekend Deal, Mercy Balami.
Thanks for having me here.
Oh, we'd like you to say good morning to us, the Philippine style.
Okay, you say Maganda Umaga, or you say Kamustaka. Maganda Umaga means good morning, then Kamustaka means how are you?
So what ought we to respond with?
Okay lang.
Okilang. Let's Okilang, Mercy. Okilang. Okay. Nice to have you with us on Weekend Deal. She is Vivian Atuka. You know, we've been talking about Nigerians and other new immigrants who arrive in Canada, which is where she's based. So great to have you joining our conversation. You help out of school children. You know, what is it like? What do you really do with them?
I'm passionate about education. I'm passionate about the common child out there, the vulnerables. Actually, I have a school, my mom's school actually. So
Abuja here.
in Abuja here. So I'm managing it for her. And because of the passion of education, and I feel everyone needs to be educated, especially the girl child. So I felt, okay, taking out of school children back to school, especially parents who cannot afford it, I just support. I also empower women.
How do you find these children?
Contacts, like they contact the NGO, and then my team go out there and like, oh mom, we saw some children, their parents are there, can you come to talk to them, interview them if they're willing to go to school.
So they are put in your mom's school free of charge?
Yes, some free of charge, some 50% discount.
Okay, their parents or guardians are able to?
Yes.
Okay. Our discourse here is about Japa. We're talking about, you know, it has become a trend or a syndrome, as it's popularly called. And we're looking at the do or die idea of it. We know Nigerians have been traveling for decades, in fact, centuries. Many of our heroes in Nigeria had their tertiary education over there before we stabilize ours here. So we know it's not a negative thing in itself, but it's the process that we're focused on now, that do or die part. I must be there at all costs. What is your take on that?
Okay, getting a higher level of education is good. And I believe Nigeria is getting to that level, and we will get to that level. So it's just about going there to get a better life to some people. Like me, I just went there because I really wanted to further up and get
for
a
your
higher
master's degree or for your first degree?
My first degree. I just wanted to get a more idea, like learn
a global
better.
Perspective.
Yes, learn better and then come back to the country. I'm always passionate about Nigeria. It's not like
how long were you in the Philippines?
Five years. Yes. So I'm passionate about Nigeria, and I just feel I have a lot to do, but I needed a more higher kind of education to come and stabilize here in Nigeria.
Okay. But had there been jobs, would you have stayed back? Are there opportunities for people who work to stay, who have school there, to get jobs there?
Not really.
Not
really.
Okay. Not in
the
high
Philippines
volume.
is a lovely place. If there was, I would have stayed back.
You would have stayed. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, Vivian, you see what we're saying. Thankfully, her parents had money for education. We hear that this agent is a $60 billion industry.
And I want to talk about
So
it.
let me take the words that Mercy said. It's what we heard from NITCOM. Honorable Abdurrahman yesterday said they would tell you what you want to hear.
Selling you a dream.
And we know Nigerians to be very wise people. So is it up to us now to be more discerning, to read between the lines?
Do you know the funny thing about it is these agents, they are selling you a dream. They will say whatever they will, anything to make you believe what they're saying. And that's the story at the airport when we pick them up. When I go to the shelter, that's what I hear. I paid the agents this much money. The agents told me from the airport I'll get a job. It's not so. I'm here to say it on national TV.
Were there cases where it happens like that?
Absolutely not.
Never?
No, you can't, unless you're coming with a job offer letter.
Already.
If you're not coming with
except
a job,
they sought you from your country.
Absolutely.
They sought you out
we have
for your
hospitals.
expertise.
Yes, especially in the healthcare and IT. We have Google hiring from Nigeria. We have hospitals hiring from Nigeria. We have my city of Brampton that comes here to recruit people in IT because we have that program. So that's what we're doing. But if you're going through an agent, that agent has no job offer letter for you. Whatever the agent, most of these agents have never even been to where you're going.
But can I ask you, maybe Mercy, you can handle this. Just a minute, Vivian. You know, you were saying there that they tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah.
This is you using this terminology at your age and level. It's amazing that people who are much older are not able to read between the lines. You know, how can it continue to happen over and over again? Is it humanly possible that they believe everything the agents say? Is it possible? I'm sure you believed everything because it was your uncle that gave you the first-hand information.
Yeah.
But it's not so for all the Nigerians.
There are people out there who still believe, like my mom.
They're very convincing.
She presently wants to travel out of the country.
To work?
And,
to stay permanently?
No, just for a visit. Then she wants to see how it's going to be then. But we fall into hands of wrong agents again and again, like 2-3 times.
Wow. Really?
And they've done away with our money. Yeah, so there are people who still believe. She still have this faith.
So it means the agents are very convincing.
They are
Maybe they go to school to learn how to talk and write. So anyway, we'll continue our conversation. You know, there's Japa, there's Baja. We hear you go, that's the Japa. When you return, it's Baja. Well, Wantana has been focused on the returnees. What did you find? Please share.
Japa, a Nigerian slang that gained popularity on social media, is often used to describe the act of leaving or escaping from a situation or place in search for greener pastures. That is the genesis of reverse Japa, used to describe Nigerians in the diaspora that do the complete opposite and come back to the country.
Nigeria, or anywhere you go to, you know, I feel staying abroad basically is just for holidays. You know, you're spending less than a month and you're back, because the craziness in Nigeria is something else, you know. It keeps you moving, keeps you going, families around you, but when you're there, you're just there, nobody to talk to, you know. Like when you drive out, you're going to this cousin's house or this family house. It's not like that when you're there. You have to mind your business.
Nigerians who had sought opportunities abroad are increasingly making the decision to return to their homeland.
The environment is not friendly, one. The food is not used to my system, and the tax, every other things included, and mostly language barrier.
This return holds immense promise for Nigeria.
His son, for example, he wants to come back to Nigeria. He's already tired, especially this winter season. Everybody is upset. You see people looking like they want to fight the next minute, you know.
Offering the potential to harness the skills, resources, and experiences of its diaspora population towards addressing pressing challenges and shaping a brighter future.
The country is a country, it belongs to all of us, and we must make it happen so that people that travel there should come back and meet the value of what we have established in this country.
The question is, if everyone leaves the country, who will drive the fast-growing economy and other vibrant sectors of Nigeria? Like the slogan says, Nigeria is our own. Let us build it together.
Very interesting and revealing. We have more revelations here from our guest, but we'll get to listen to that when we come back from this break. Please stay with us and keep the messages coming. It's Weekend Deal. Always glad to have your keen participation on the show, and that's how we're being regaled with your messages. I'm chatting here with Vivian Etuka, who runs a not-for-profit, non-governmental organization in Canada and in Nigeria. It is the Bethel Outreach Community Service. And we also have a Mercy Balami. She's schooled in the Philippines. She's here now. She's working. And she's also consulting on humanitarian and business ideas with Nigerians who are keen to grow this country. And we can all do it together. I'd like to take a few of your messages to enrich our discourse. Okay, this is from Usman Ofaji. He says he's the coordinator of Princess Inikpi Foundation, Igala Kingdom. It says he loves the package we're showcasing today on Weekend Deal, that he'd like to be connected with Vivian Etuka, especially to synergize his foundation with hers and see how they can have ambassadors who can speak to women and indeed all Nigerians to tell them how rich, how vibrant we are over here. So we'll talk with her and see how we can pass that over to you. Jayo from Kano says, Japa is good, oh, is good, is good. It's good when you plan. Absolutely. But he said the Nigerian music industry as well as the Nollywood industry should be well regulated. He said they are part of the problem. They further stimulate the desire of Nigerians to believe that everything good is outside our shores. I don't really understand that. I don't really agree. It is true that they show a lot of flash and razzmatazz. But let me ask you, Vivian, do you know of our entertainers and our Nollywood industry?
Absolutely.
Like Davido, Whiskey, Tiwa Savage and the like.
Absolutely.
They perform here. Yeah. They still live here. So see what Jayol is saying. Are you in agreement that they are the ones that stimulate desire for Nigerians to go abroad?
Absolutely not. I'm sorry, I don't. What they're doing is entertainment, and that's exactly what they are being paid to do, is to entertain you. Entertainment is show business. You're selling beauty, you're selling idea, you're selling a euphoria. So it's not just them. If you're looking at even if you're looking at Beyonce, she's selling beauty.
Yes.
That's not how she looks on screen, is not how she looks in her home.
That's not real life.
So she's selling you something.
Yes.
So it's up to you to be able to differentiate reality and La La Land. So, you know.
La La Land.
It is.
Okay.
So it's just what it is. You can't leave or blame them saying, oh, they are influential, they should be able to look up. No, why are we not looking up to people that are doing great in this country?
Yeah. Okay, because yesterday Mrs. Kokab said that why she even likes Nigerian entertainers and their music and their genres, because they use Nigerian examples. They impute our slangs into the music, and that's why she can enjoy it because she's getting it firsthand.
I absolutely agree. If anything, they should be applauded, because I go to my daughter plays basketball at the D1 University in the US. I go to school, I see her, all her friends that are non-Nigerian are speaking all the slangs in our music, and they know our slangs. They're selling our culture.
So up us.
That is great. That's what they're doing. They're selling our culture. So I don't think that they are giving them the hope of traveling there.
Yes.
If anything, they are doing the opposite. Because of what they're doing, you have people coming to Nigeria. They have this new slang, Dirty December. I mean, we have people that have never been to Nigeria. Even Nigerians that were born there, that in December, everybody returns here. They want to come and see what makes this country.
Please tell us about the visit by Honorable Abike Dabiri. How did it go with the new immigrants who were there?
Absolutely. It was actually a wonderful visit. We wanted her to get first-hand experience on what the refugees are seeing. That was why Bethel Outreach Community Services arranged for her to come and visit one of the shelters that we help to run and we help to keep together. And talking to the young men, she wasn't happy because these are vibrant young Nigerians that can be doing better here in Nigeria. Instead, they are in shelter, which is literally like a mini prison, not like you. They don't tell you when to go and when to come, but living in a shelter is not an easy task. But the good thing we were able to have.
And it's not only Nigerians who are there.
Absolutely, we have Kenyans, we have different countries. But the difference between the Nigerian refugee and other countries, somewhere like Kenya or Rwanda, they are actually considered true refugees that Canadian government,
because they are living war-torn countries.
Yes, Canadian government went there and issued them refugee papers to come. So that's the difference. That's why they're seen as a difference. So the influx of that and influx of the Nigerian refugee, and already we're having housing challenges in Canada. So that really put a lot of pressure and stress on us. So when the Honorable Abike Dabiri visited, we had a nice time getting Nigerian professionals together and speaking on how to move us forward and how to have a better seat at the table, what we can do better and what we can do to set up and what we can do to also account for Nigerian students that come abroad. Because believe it, a lot of them come, some of them are missing, and their parents were literally calling her there that my child has been missing for a whole year.
Really?
Absolutely. So that's another thing that we do. Nigerians, we send our young kids abroad without going there. We don't know where they are going. And it's a big risk that when they come, they fall into depression and different things. So that's where we also come in. So we talked about it, the Honorable Abike Dabiri, we talked about it and how we can better have a registration for them, register them so when they come, organizations like Better Outreach Community Services is able to provide them with their ethnic food bank, is able to provide them, match them with if they need a health care, if they need affordable housing, and all so forth and so on. Be able to care for them. So it was really a good time. She encouraged us and saw the work that Nigerians in diaspora were doing.
Yes. Okay. Let me take one more message. It's serious. Many young people are talking about the lack of jobs here, but we are talking about being ingenious. Mercy, can you speak to that? It was Nelson Mandela who said, it often looks impossible until it's done. And we know that when we boast about our country and our resourcefulness, we say we have this never say die attitude. How can you advise young people to adapt that attitude and resourcefulness here, to think up ingenious things that can work for Nigeria here, not to think of only what the country can do for them, but what they in return? Young people like you, what you can do for the country. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, so I spoke in an event last month, about job creations and creativity. So I'm presently writing a book about 1 million jobs to encounter and become better. So what I think is a lot of young people want it fast, especially in Nigeria, They want the quick life, they want the fast life.
And that fast life, lots of money too.
And I tell a lot of people, don't believe everything you see on social media. Social media gives you the worst depressions we see these days from young people. This is what they see on social media. I'm a witness to that. I've seen a lot of them. Oh, this person is using this bag. I want to, what you've not achieved, you want to achieve it. So I feel a lot of us should take our eyes off these celebrities with the big things, prepare your own mindset. Get focused. And again, think, like she said, there are so many things I studied human resources. There are so many resourceful things you can pick up and just do creative things. Absolutely. You can just sit down, create something, like do something for yourself. Look away from what others are doing. Don't copy. Be your own original. Be your own person. Be different. So just do something. There are a lot of things to do.
Okay.
And do it well.
So young people, all Nigerians, keep thinking. There's resource around you. Being genius. Each of us has a domitable capacity. We just need to think. But for now, Weekend Deal goes on a break. We'll be right back. Still talking about Japa and Baja. Somebody is asking something here. They want to know, they want to hear from you, madam. They said, we like the topic, good morning, weekend deal. Madam Vivian from Canada is very sincere. I like what she's been sharing with us. So, but somehow I get the feeling she's saying that more Nigerians can come illegally because her not-for-profit organization can make a way for them in the shelter. I do know that's not what you're saying. Please expatiate.
Absolutely, categorically, I am not saying that at all. If anything, I'm saying opposite. Because you coming there, you're putting more work on me. Coming there the right way will put less work on me and will make Nigeria as a whole look better. But once you're there, we're human beings. I'm still going to fight for the right of my people. I'm still going to fight for equity when it comes to that. So that's why when you're there, we're helping you look for jobs. We're trying to situate you because we know what that can do to us as a nation. We know how that will make us look in front of the whole world if we let our citizens, Nigerian citizens that were sleeping on the pavement in front of Peter Street, if we had left them winter and everything, we didn't fight for them. As a human being, I don't know about you, but I cannot sleep at night knowing that my fellow human is going through this. So that's why we fight. We're not telling you not to come. Come the right way. Canada is a great country. We have the right way to come to Canada, and so you're able to live. Prepare yourself. Go to less populated provinces. Don't come to Ontario. You can't afford the rent at all because that puts me, I'm constantly calling the shelters, begging for bed space. I'm constantly calling jobs, driving everywhere looking for jobs for you. I don't want to do that. It's too much for me. We want Nigeria to be, we are proud people. We are hardworking people.
Very
We are
dignified.
very educated people. So why are we doing that? Don't fall into the hands of these agents.
Okay.
And if you come the right way, go to Saskatchewan, go to further province, go to Prince Edward Islands. Yes, it's colder.
They're less populated.
They're less populated, but it's easier for you.
For you to take
affordable
off.
housing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me talk to Mercy. Mercy, you talk with young entrepreneurs and would-be entrepreneurs. What is their take? Because becoming a brand, a name in any business enterprise, it takes tenacious and hard tasking work. Tell us what the young people are saying and how they are doing.
From the few I've spoken to, they're doing very well. And it's not just waking up and starting something. You read books, you see what other people are doing, you try to analyze, you try to plan yourself, you try to have conversations, ask questions from professionals. I tell people when you want to embark on something business-wise or otherwise, you should seek professionals' advice, professionals who are in their games. So you should ask them questions, you should see how you can do the same or maybe not the same. But above all, think critically and be passionate. It won't just start in a blink of an eye. It's a gradual process. So the way you take it gradually, the better for you.
Don't expect millions at first go.
Yes.
It will take time, tenacity, and focus. And that's what we are. Talk about hard work on the continent, Nigeria. Tenacity, it's us. Focus is us. Unrelenting commitment, it's Nigeria. You were telling us earlier that about you must know what you're going to do and have enough resources. Did you see that video just now about the young girl? There's pressure on her to pay back what her family has taken from thrifts corporations.
Yeah, it happens like that. And a lot of parents, not really the young ones now, a lot of parents are being deceived into these things. So I think there should be a proper research, like Mom here have said. I think they should also always consult people like this that will tell you the plain truth before you think of leaving the country. Nigeria is a beautiful place. We can make it way, way beautiful if we want to. There are things to do and things to achieve from this country.
Let's try it here first.
Yes, let's try it here first.
before we go there. And if at all you're going, be very careful about how you put your resources together. Okay, Madam Viv, let's hear about those returnees quickly. We have 1 minute.
Absolutely. Before we do that, I'm just going to drop my emails. So you can call me, we can consult with you free and let you know the truth about this.
No, we'll send it through our feedback line.
Absolutely.
Okay,
So
we will.
we had a couple that was sent back from Canada. It was heartbreaking because they had been there for 3 years after declaring asylum. Asylum was denied, a husband and wife. And once they came back to Nigeria, they didn't even get to Nigeria before they started planning that they were going to relocate to England. And upon returning to Nigeria, they sold everything they had yet again the second time. And then the church, they go to raise money for them in Canada. The church actually encouraged them to open a business, but they didn't want to do that. They put together, I think, almost 27 million naira and relocated yet again the second journey now, second leg to England. And I was advising her, I said, 27 million naira, you can do something wonderful in Nigeria. You can go into so many small production companies, even if it's to produce soap, juice, water. We consume a lot. We're a huge nation. So the market is there. Why are you not taking advantage of that? My sister, no, my mindset is no longer in Nigeria. Things are tough. I said, but there are people there. But so it's going to take a mindset reset for us to be able to look inward and know that we can do it in this country.
Okay.
We can survive.
Okay. So let's leave it at that. The mindset must and should change. One of our feedback messages is telling me to ask Madam Viv, okay, why are you in Canada? But you said I should not come and join you. You are there enjoying life, collecting dollars, but you said I should stay here in Nigeria. So on a final note, one sentence to respond to that person so we can go. Our program is a wrap.
Absolutely. I'll tell you, I'm not going to say don't come to Canada. I love Canada. I went to Canada free will. I went to Canada the right way. I work in Canada. I've put in my sweat, my tears in Canada to be a Canadian and to be a contributing part of Canadian that the government and the community can depend on. That's what we want you to do, to be a contributing, but do it the right way, not the wrong way. Okay. If you want to come, all are welcome.
Okay.
Canada
Thank
is beautiful.
you. Thank you. We rest it there. This is how we always say bye-bye. Let me have your hand, Mercy. Thank you, Madam Viv.
Absolutely.
We are always stronger together when we support each other.
Absolutely.
What you may lose when you go abroad is that solid network of family and friends who lift you, who hold you when you are falling. We want you to go, learn, come back and invest in our country, but go the right way.
Absolutely.
Together we say, God bless Nigeria and all Nigerians all over the world. Keep putting in the hard, tasking, tenacious work. We are great people. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.